Welcome to the It Goes Off wrap of the round. Week 1 of the NBL season is in the books. I'm Grantley Bernard, and with me is Cam Tragardh from the Melbourne Tigers. Cam, great start to the season.
GB it was, mate. Bit of a slow start in the first half, but any round one win is a good one.
Let's go through the games as they unfolded. It was the Melbourne Tigers 82 over the Sydney Kings 76. The Tigers got 28 points from Paddy Mills and 22 from Ubaka. The Kings got 18 points and 14 rebounds from Julian Kazoo, and import Gerard Grant had 16 points. The Tigers wrapped this one up with a 29-10 run over the last 6 minutes. The same night on the Gold Coast, the Blaze were beaten at home by the New Zealand Breakers 102-87. The Blaze got 28 points from Worthington, and import Will Hudson chipped in with 18. The defending champs got 25 points from Thomas Abercrombie, and Gary Wilkinson had 21 and 9. New Zealand went 34-20 in the fourth quarter. The Perth Wildcats underlined their pre-season favouritism with a 102-69 win on the road against Adelaide 36ers. Warren had 17 points, Johnson 15 and 8 for the Sixers. For the Wildcats, they had a trio in the 20s, Redditch with 26, Lish 23.6 assists, and Wagstaff 22 points. The Cats shot unbelievably from behind the arc, 14 of 25 on threes. The first of the Reptile Rumbles went to the Cairns Taipans, 81-76. Wilson with 23 for the Taipans, Dusty Reichardt 16 points and 14 rebounds, Hill 15 and 11. For the Crocs, it was the imports Mims and Gill. Mims with 17 and 9, Gill with 13 points. Jamar Wilson had the go-ahead free throws for the Snakes with 57 seconds left. Finally, on Sunday, it was the Wollongong Hawks against the New Zealand Breakers, and the Breakers made it a 2-0 start to the season, 98-82 over the Birds. The Hawks got 19 points from Davidson and 16 from Martin. The Breakers, 28 points and 6 steals from Jackson, and Wilkinson finished off a good weekend with 16 points. In the fourth quarter of that one, it was the Breakers 40-24. If we have a quick look at the standings, pretty obvious after round one that the Breakers are on top of the ladder at 2-0. The Wildcats, Tigers, Taipans each with a win, and then the Crocs, Kings, Hawks, Blaze and the Sixers yet to open up their account. Trigger, you mentioned before the Tigers and the Kings. Took you a while to get going, but once you did get rolling, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, mate. No, it's a huge rivalry with the Tigers and the Kings, and our first sellout crowd in over 2 years. So there's going to be a little bit of first game nerves there for a couple of the boys. But once we got to relax that second half, it was impressive the way we come home and took the win.
The crowd was pretty impressive, and Paddy Mills mentioned that in his post game interview with NBL Radio's very own Mel Cooper.
Paddy, now we saw you play a couple of pre-season games against the Kings, one at Kilsyth and one at Warrnambool. The difference tonight with this crowd must have been unbelievable compared to the pre-season.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this is what we're talking about, the passionate fans coming back and really getting behind their team. So, you know, to have a turnout like this the very first game, it's a great feeling, and it's great to play in an atmosphere like it.
What did Trev talk to you guys about at three-quarter time? Because that was a massive turnaround.
Yeah, it was. You know, we know we didn't play ourselves in the first half. It was really just the basic, the fundamentals, the 50-50 balls, the boxing out, getting the loose rebounds and keeping them off the glass. When you have big games like this, you always got to go back to fundamentals, and that's what was the difference in the end.
Did Trevor Gleeson speak to you personally about maybe trying to create a little bit more for your teammates during that last quarter? Because obviously when you got the ball first cab off the rank, they were double teaming you. You were able to find the open man a couple of times.
Yeah, he just hinted to me slyly, and I knew what he meant. I was a bit of a passenger in the first half, but especially the first quarter. But yeah, he kind of slyly hinted to me that in the locker room, so I came out and looked to be more aggressive.
Think you play in front of this crowd every week?
I would love to, mate, and if the NBL can keep this up and follow these, this first game, where the NBL is looking in good hands.
Lovely. Well done tonight.
Yeah,
great to have you back here in Melbourne. Hopefully we'll see you tearing it up for the rest of the season.
Thanks, guys.
Good on you, mate.
Paddy Mills joining us on NBL Radio.
So thanks to NBL Radio and Mel Cooper for that little insight with Paddy Mills. Surprise result, I thought, up on the Gold Coast, Trigger, with the Blaze getting beaten at home to New Zealand, even though the Breakers are the defending champs. I really thought the Gold Coast might have got that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype about the Gold Coast Blaze in the pre-season. They've recruited well. They've got a couple of guys coming back from injuries. Anthony Petrie's coming back in. I think they'll be fine. I think give them a couple of weeks to hit their straps and get everyone 100%. But, it was. The Breakers really come in and rolled them.
Probably no surprise over in Adelaide, though, but perhaps a little surprise with the margin. The Wildcats by 33 over Adelaide. That's just a demolition job.
Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't like to play Adelaide this week. That's got to be embarrassing. Round one, there should be a lot of hype for it on your home floor. Your fans are excited for a new season, but you've got to hate the schedule, seeing the Perth Wildcats come in for round one for your home opener. You can't get a worse team. They're always clicking right from the get-go. We saw in pre-season they're just ruthless, and we've got them this week at the Tigers, so we're going to need a big effort.
Great comeback by Redditch in that game too. The first of the Reptile Rumbles, and everyone's probably expected Cairns and Townsville were going to struggle. It was a tight game. Cairns got the biscuits.
Yeah, no, they did. Huge effort from Dusty Reichart. A few good points there, and on the boards. He's like the Benjamin Button of the NBL. He's like a fine wine, just getting better with age, hustling, doing his thing. I was impressed with that, and if he plays like that, I wouldn't write Cairns off. Townsville, without Shencher and Russell Hinder, they've gone from one of the best starting front courts to having a front court of probably two guys that were without jobs a few weeks ago, so that's going to take some time for them. Good effort up there, though, in Cairns, but Cairns got the money.
And finally, the Breakers with a 2-0 start, which is great for them, because I think, myself included, thought they might have struggled early. They've lost Penny, they've lost Tanari. But they seem to handle the Hawks fairly well. Yeah,
no, I was impressed with Cedric Jackson, especially. I think he needed to be good, because I think Braswell was a key piece for them last year. So he was great, and they haven't skipped a beat. They look every bit the championship side that they were last year. And I think Wollongong, they showed some good fight to get back into the contest, and once they pick up an import point guard, they'll be right around the mark with the top teams as well.
So there you have it, the winners in week one. The Breakers, the Wildcats, the Tigers and the Taipans. That's the It Goes Off wrap of the round.